Hello everyone, this is Johannes.
And this is Cinema.
And you are watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And welcome back to Keep or Cull, where we play our whole collection and decide if you want to keep the games or cull them.
Yes, we are continuing on the challenge of playing the unplayed games. We have mostly done that so far. We played a bunch and now we played 10 more games that we haven't played before. And as I said last time, it doesn't feel that much like getting something off the shelf of shame when we had it for like 2 months.
Yeah.
But some of these are older titles, some of them we had longer. It's the same thing. Some of them we had longer, some of them we had shorter, so it feels like a good mix of games. And also a good mix of smaller and bigger games, so it's not like we're only doing the smaller games to get the numbers up, I feel like.
Yeah, and we got so many inspiring and wonderful comments on the video we made about this. Thank you so much for being excited for this topic in general, and I'm having this balance that I'm finding if we want to focus on like the oldest games or the games that I'm most excited for. So, but let's do some keep or culling.
I feel like the biggest, I think like a really good comment was the one where don't skip out on all the things you actually want to play.
Yeah.
But like if you don't get to play them in half a year, you might not really want to play them anymore.
That's true.
So I think like so far we're doing a balance of getting some newer stuff play that we want to play and some older stuff that we also want to play. And basically, after we played the what is it called? The card game, the Scott Pilgrim game.
Yeah.
I made a deal with myself that I'm only gonna choose games that I somehow want to play.
Yeah.
And not games that are just like, oh, let's just play it and get it out of the way. Because as somebody had said, and I think we're gonna do this, we're gonna play things we want to play, and probably gonna have a pile of games left that we're gonna say like, we're never gonna play this.
We really don't want to play
and
it.
just put them on the pile to get out. But
I'm
now,
okay with that.
let's talk about some games.
Yeah.
You wanna begin?
Let's start with Souvenirs from Venice.
This is a new one from Oink Games 2024. Are you ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, boom!
It's a double cull.
Double culling.
This is basically a roll and move game.
With a little more.
Yeah, so you move around on this grid of tiles and you try to find souvenirs that are the same and also collect them, so you get 3 of a kind 2 times because that will score your points, but you have to get back to the airport before the end of the game. So it's like a little Clank-ish push your luck, but very simplified. I thought I would dislike it when you explained the rules, but it actually was okay.
It was a pleasant, I had fun playing it, but I will never play it again.
I agree.
Basically, like, I did not have fun playing it. Next up is going to be Photograph. This is a review copy that we got from Marigo. This is the one called Wind the Film from Sashi and Sashi. Are you ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, boom!
It's a double keep.
Yes, this was a surprising one. Like, this was another one where I was... I didn't know really anything about it, only I wanted to play it because I enjoy playing most of the Sashi and Sashi games. And I was reading the rules, like, oh, this sounds fun, and we played it. We did only a 2-player game. I think it will be even more tense with more.
Yes.
But it has this really interesting mechanism of a hand of cards. Like in Bonanza, you cannot move the cards around, but you always have to move one card over, and then you have to play the cards from the back of your hand, and every time you get a card, you get it in the front of your hand, so you kind of like make this queue of cards you want to play, and you want to play numbers either from high to low or low to high in different colors, and then you also want to not have too big of a jump, because then you're going to get negative points instead of positive points. So it's all these things you try to do. And also the grid you draft from, you don't know all the cards, some of them are face down, so you only know like it might be a 1 to 6 or a 7 to 12, that's what you know. It was really, really fun.
Yeah, I've actually played this one before.
You did.
At Spiel with Monique and Naveen from Before You Play, and I remembered it was fun, but I was surprised that I actually still liked it a lot when we played it now, and it gave me the same feeling that I really enjoy from Lost Cities.
Yep.
So if you enjoy like that, trying to keep a color active for as long as you can, I thought it was really fun.
For me, more strategic and less luck-based than Lost Cities. A great game. And next up we have
Bus and Stop.
We're continuing on another Sashi and Sashi game. Are you ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, boom!
It's a double cull. I thought this was a neat game because you are drafting or like taking all of the passengers of one color and you have a limited space on your bus basically. And people are going to different destinations, and the more people you let off at the same destination, the more points you will go into score. And I thought it was fun trying to manage when to score. Should I try to wait if there is more passengers of the same type, or should I score them now? Now I don't have any more space on my bus. Should I score this little group, or should I just like score the big group at once? So it was neat.
And also I enjoy the fact that I could it has some interaction. Mostly you're taking the colors that are helpful to you, but sometimes, I'm going to get this. But that doesn't really matter. It doesn't bother me because you are probably going to send off a group of that. And when you send off a group of that, I get to send off one person and score a point. So it's like Souvenirs from Venice. I enjoyed it a lot, but I'm never going to choose to play it again.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Overstocked. This is a small little game from Mandela Grandon. Let's do the thing.
Yes.
I don't know why I said the designer there. I don't usually do that, but sometimes I do because we don't have a rule. 1, 2, 3, boom.
Double Cull.
Yes. This is kind of like another one where we just played Koinobori, which is like a game where it's a stock game, but you don't really know it's a stock game before you look at it. And this was a stock game, and there are like some expansions and stuff we didn't play. We only played the base game, but it was an enjoyable enough experience. You're playing cards from your hand, either in the middle of the table on top of other cards there, to say like what is the most popular thing, who's going to score the most points in your personal area. You always have to cover things. There's some things you can't cover, and you can't cover in more than a specific number. But the thing that's the most though in the middle is going to be worth negative points. So you're trying to like balance that and try to make other people lose a lot of points. It was an enjoyable experience. It's in the same category for me as the other two games we Cull. I enjoyed playing it, but I never need to play it again.
If this was a stock game, I thought it was fun because it was so... I like the theme. It's whimsical and a short one. And we had a really tense game where I was in the position to get a lot of negative points for a long time, and I managed at the last turn to put a card in a good position and make myself score a lot of positives.
And another player got negative 50 points for that.
So actually I enjoyed this a lot more than I thought I would.
Yes, but it's Cull out of the culling pile.
Yes.
Boom. Next up we are going to have Wrath of Fire Mountain. Are you ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, boom!
It's a double Cull.
This is not in the same category as the other three games we Cull because this was boring from start to finish.
I didn't like this. I thought it was a boring game. I thought it was pretty to look at. Because it had really cool dinosaur, like the little meeples.
The dinosaurs were nice.
Yeah, the dinosaurs were nice. And it's very simple game. You are rolling dice, you can re-roll 3 times, and you can get dinosaurs to place together with your meeples. You get new meeples out on the board and you move them around. And you can also move the volcano, which basically shifts how the board looks like and makes a different area smaller or bigger. And it's basically an area majority game. So, but it wasn't exciting.
Now the problem for me is that you never got time to do anything.
Yeah.
Because somebody would basically change how things looked every single turn. Not every single turn because you had to have the most people around the fire mountain, the volcano, to be able to do that. But it was just not interesting. I did something and then before it was my turn, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get some points.
Yeah. And you score so often. So, and that might be a good thing, but every piece that scores goes out. So then you have to like build yourself up again. Well, I didn't like it as much.
It was not a lot of fun. Next up, we're gonna have a trick taker called Thrones of Valeria. One of the 6 billion games of Valeria. We've only played one other of them. I don't remember playing it, but BGSet says we have.
Okay.
And now we're doing the thing.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, boom.
It's a double Cull.
It's a double Cull, but this was another enjoyable one.
Yeah.
It's a trick-taking game. The kind of twist on it is that you have 5 suits that are going to change throughout the game. So a suit that's really good at the beginning of a trick can be bad at the end of the trick, depending on how people play it. It ended up being, for me, a bit too much of like, I play a card, I have to do the thing. And then you do the thing. Not that it actually felt like it was slow.
No.
Because only 2 rounds. Some trick-taking games feels too long because you have to play a round for each player. So I enjoyed many aspects of it. but I have so many other trick-taking games that I would rather choose to play. When I think about it, I actually like this quite a bit.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. You play in teams.
You don't have to.
Oh, you don't have to. We did.
It's better, it says, with 4 or
As you said,
6
after we
players.
played it, this feels like one of the less deterministic trick takers, and that I thought it was fun, but it became a little too open. The
Chaotic?
possibilities you could do, because even though you had, for example, a 9 in a color, you could think, oh, I'm guaranteed to win this color. Well, if people are playing, don't have a yellow, for example,
Yeah.
they can play another color that is more worth and get your trick. But also, yes, you could win, but the ability on one of the other cards that people have played is that you get negative points for the trick instead. So it felt a little, chaotic.
It basically, like, it has a trump that changes, and depending on the color, different colors are, more colors could be trump.
Yeah,
But
it was fun.
has,
I really liked it.
Really enjoyed it, but I don't need to own it in the collection. Next up, it's gonna be
Joyride.
Come on, join the Joyride. This is a review copy. Let's do the thing.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, boom.
It's a double Cull.
Yes.
I thought this was really fun
It
because
was.
this is a racing game and the board is very open and changes like
Depending on the
depending
map
on
you play.
the map you play, and it felt very thematic because the more the higher gear that you have, the more dice that you have. So when you roll them, you can potentially drive a lot faster, but you can only turn once, or sometimes if you have a low gear, twice on your turn, which means that you really felt like I have to speed up in the like straight ahead parts and slow down in the turns, which was fun.
Like in the car.
Yes.
I enjoyed it. Like we played a pretty simple map. I think I would have enjoyed it more because there is attacking, there is shooting people, there's all of different things. So I think I would have liked it more if more like that happened. I felt like mostly it was most racing. I think that because we played a basic one, but it was enough for me to see that this is not a game that I am going to choose to play. This
agree.
is going to be fun for a lot of people. I just spoke to a friend who really enjoyed playing this, but for me it is not. I really want to find a racing game I like. I think Flamme Rouge is still the one which I think is the most fun, and we don't
I
own
really
that.
liked Heat Pedal to the Metal as well.
Yeah, I like Flamme Rouge better, way better, but we don't have that either. So it's not like it's not a genre where we have to keep it. We have Rallyman GT. That's one we also have on the unplayed pilot I want to play. But this one was fun, but not needing to own it fun. Next up, we are going to have, it's another review copy called The Rich and the Good. Haben Gut. This is an older game. I think it might be, they did a reprint of it, the Haben Gut. I don't know.
Yes, we
think-
don't
I didn't
match
check
the
it.
back and the front with the box.
Are you ready?
Yes,
1, 2, 3, boom!
it's a double Cull.
Yes, not a chalk from you, because
No,
this is a
it's a
stock,
stock
game. I enjoyed the stock, like the twist of this game. It's basically that everyone around the table will buy something or sell something, and then the prices will change because you're going to have 2 card holders, one on each side, and I'm going to have to play one from my right and one from my left, and one of them has to be, I do the whole thing. So for example, it says green plus 6. I will have to move green 6 spaces up on the track. And also, let's say I play a blue plus 2 on the other side. I'm going to do only half of that. So I'm going to do blue plus 1. So that is like the most interesting thing, because I know that maybe I want to take something and do it half, even though it's bad for me, but to stop you on my left to do it the whole thing.
Yes.
So that is the twist, and that is the interesting part of the game. Other than that, it has also the thing where you have to not only be rich, but also good. So you have to donate stuff. And it has kind of a Knizia-ish feeling of the player who has donated the least at the end of the game is going to be out of the game. And then so you kind of always going to be like, do I really, because you want to have the most money, so do I really want to donate this share that's probably going to be worth a lot? But maybe I should do it, so I know I'm not going to be least. So trying to not over-donate, because obviously you don't want to donate too much of your money, because you want your money because you want to be rich and good, not poor and good. So it was an enjoyable experience, but not one I need to have again. And I have better games. I'd rather play High Society, QE, Medici. No, that's not the same thing, but QE and and High Society at least are games, and For Sale, even though it's very different, are better games in this category for me.
What I liked about this is that you could see some of the cards that were going to get played, so you could, anticipate what was going to happen to the market, and you can also anticipate what order they would happen in. So, for example, the ideal situation is that people buy some shares in, for example, Brown. You see that, you plummet the prices so that they are less worth. You buy them, then everybody has an incentive to move them up again because more people have Brown now, and then you get more money is worth for them because you sell during the game to afford more stocks, which was a cool thing.
I enjoyed it, but we're not gonna play it anymore. Let's put it over there. We have a couple more games left, I think. You have one more, right? This is Brazil Imperial. This one I was really excited about when it came out. And it took a little while to get a hold of it. We got a hold of it. We didn't play it. It was on the shelf. And now we played it. Yay! That's a cool story. Are you ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, boom.
It's a double Cull.
Yes.
I really enjoyed this. I had a ton of fun.
Okay.
And what I liked about this is that you have some cards at the beginning that gives you a little direction for what you want to go for. And then you basically use resources to build up production places and get more units on the board, upgrade your actions, and produce stuff. And I thought the game felt a little like a race because you wanted to do this more efficiently, because when you do the gold cards on your hand, you bring everybody to the next era, which gives you opportunities to build better buildings, for example. And when the player in the last have done the last card, the game is over. And I had a ton of fun while I played this, but I thought I didn't have that much fun that I would choose this over the games that we already have in the collection.
Also, it has attacking, which isn't your favorite thing in the world.
That's true. Didn't happen to me.
No.
That might be why I didn't think about it being annoying.
It's a good game. In the same category of it, I enjoyed playing it. I had fun. I'm happy we played it. But as I said, I'm not going to choose playing it. We have one more game to go. This is one that probably many would think that we have played. But we never played it. I don't remember the year it came out. So I don't know why we didn't play it. But we didn't. But now we played it. And it's Automania. Let's see the year on the box. It says 2015. So it was before we started going heavy into games. It has the old Aporta logo. As always, we say we do this one. This is very beautiful, very beautiful logo. We know the people who designed the game. We know the people who published the game. We bought this game used because it's not available, and now we played it.
Yes.
Let's do the thing. 1, 2, 3, boom!
It's a double keep.
This was fun.
Yes.
I did not think it was gonna be this fun. I did not think it when I read the rules. I was pretty sure I was gonna Cull the game.
Yes.
I played the game. We even only played with 2. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be better with more. But still at 2, it was super fun. It manages to do stuff I really enjoy. Like it has people have demand for cars. You want to make the best cars, that your car is sold before the other cars. It does that in a very simple way. But in a way that still makes it exciting. Reminds me when we spoke about Kraftwagen that we played. It's not the same game at all, but it does some of the same things. You're building cars and trying to make it so that they are interesting to sell for people. This is more straightforward in that category, but it gives me the feeling of some of the things I want in Arkwright, some of the things I want in those kind of games, but in a very distilled way and in a just fun way. And this is one, when we played it with 2, I was like, we have to play this with more than 2 people.
And I like the changing demands in the market. And also you kind of tailor your factory after those demands. And for example, you can have like a station in your factory that is deciding multiple cars in the production line, and you're trying to see what your opponent is focusing on and maybe not do the same. The way you choose your actions is you place your meeple workers in one of like the axes on a grid, and
And
then
allies.
yes, and you can choose one of the things in that. So even though I might want to produce that specific kind of car that I put my meeple on, I have multiple choices for what I'm going to get.
Token you get, yeah.
Which I really thought was a cool way of choosing the action.
The only thing that did not felt that's obviously going to be better with more is that we somehow ended up having one market each.
Yeah.
And mostly I sneaked in on your market and you didn't sneak in on my market.
No, because I didn't meet the
I
demands.
won. Yes,
you did.
because I got more points. It was a lot of fun and I'm really excited to play it. I think 4 is going to be great.
Yeah.
Because it's very quick and a lot of meat on a very simple game.
Absolutely.
So those are the games. Those are 10 more games. We kept 2. One very tiny box and one normal box. And we killed 8 games.
Oh, okay, let's go.
We have played now 22, I think, of the 160-ish unplayed games. So it's a great start of the year so far.
We're starting with some shorter games.
Yeah, but like
Not
this is
very intentionally.
This is a good.
But
These
they
are
are
bigger
easy
games.
to get to the table. Yes,
They're
absolutely.
not like 4 hour long, but this was like a 2 hour game. This is like an hour game, an hour, so it's bigger.
Best and
worst experience, best Automania, worst Wrath of Fire Mountain.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Okay, and that's going to be the end. Thank you for watching. You can do other things, like watch other videos, because this is not the only video we ever made. Is there anything else they can do?
Yeah, you can put down your phone or tablet and look outside the window. It's probably a beautiful day.
Subscribe to the channel was what I was hoping you would say. But also look outside because it's outside. Or look at the board game because board games are fun. Thank you for watching. I'm Johannes.
I'm Sino.
And you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings and bye-bye.